Are gonna stop. Family are moments in history where God steps into ordinary and transforms it into something extraordinary. Thing we're gonna stop. There are days on the calendar, look like very ose day until heaven marks them and says, but this is the day I will reveal myself. Na stop. Juli 27, 2025 is not just an osser date, it's a prophetic appointment. We're gonna stop. God has His Spirit into my spirit that this will not be a normal day. It will be a day where Heinz break. I think we're gonna stop. Where divine alignments take place, where prayers you talked very forgotten will suddenly be answered. I think we're gonna stop. It's the king of day where you look bats and say, only God should have done that. I ask Christine Caine, I think we're gonna stop. I believe it is about hyper-emotionalism, it's about preparation. When heaven prepares a day, devi se prepare their hearts. We're gonna stop. We think God is normal to bears destiny, herare sense and announcement, looks comfortable or convenient. But I think we're gonna stop. Altro God scripture vesia consistent pattern. Before a divine move, there is a holy disruption. Think about marriage. Think on stop a guild planning a life in Nazareth. We're gonna stop. When suddenly the angel Gabriel shows uppvis a message that volt to have volt upside down. Pio will conceive and bear a son. And I think we're gonna stop. I think about Moses tending sheep in the wilderness. When suddenly bush sat for a boot is not consumed. And stop. And God calls him into a destiny he never asked for. God's pattern has never been to keep things predictable. I think we're gonna stop. His pattern is to rób normal, so he can introduce supernatural. Juli 27, 2025 will be sucha day. Not becauze asked for it na stop, but becauze God has marked it. When heaven declares that a day will not be normal, and we're gonna stop. It means everything connected to that day will carry eternal significance. And we're gonna stop. We live in a culture obsessed with the predictable calendars, routines, schedules, but God doest operate on our earthly timelines. We're gonna stop. Hemoves at starting to His kingdom agenda, and when that agenda solides with ears. The result is disruption. We're gonna stop. Some of you have been sensing it already. Things that usetos to fail setsure has started shocking. We're gonna stop. Relationships you relied on are shifting. Those who talked bold open have a slammed shoot. That is not so incidentally. I think we're gonna stop. It's preparation. The thing about divine disruptions is that they rarely divine at first. They fair in convenience. They're gonna stop. Tailwind full. They fair like a loss. But here's the truth. God is not to destroy, but to deliver. I think we're gonna stop. He will dismantle what you talk was normal to reveal what is necessary. Many of us have been praying breakthrough. We're gonna stop. But we've been praying for in the context of our comfort. We want God to move without hanging anything. I think we're gonna stop. When we want miracles without inconvenience, bude werk miracle instrument to step out of what normal. I think we're gonna stop. Peter had to step out of the boat. Abraham had to leave his father's house. Esther had to risk her life before the king. Normal never bears destiny disruption does. On Juli 27, 2025, I think we're gonna stop. I believe some of you will experience divine interruptions that don't make sense in the natural. We're gonna stop. You might wake up that morning thinking it's another Sunday, another work day that on the calendar. But heaven will be hovering. We're gonna stop. A segments that have been dormant will suddenly activate. Spiritual gifts you've neglected will begin to stir. I think we're gonna stop. The Holy Spirit will heal people, plant test yours, did pay attention to before. And stop. And if you're willing to embrace the disruption instead of resist it, I think we're gonna stop. You'll step into something that shifts the trajectory of your life. We must understand that prophetic are not about data. They're gonna stop, they're about destiny. God is calling us to worship Juli 27. He's calling us to prepare for what He will do on Juli 27. They're gonna stop. Preparation means positioning yourself. Think about the upper room. They're gonna stop. Jesus told his disciples to wait for the promise of the Holy Spirit, but he did tell them the exact how. They're gonna stop. It didn't come how long they worldwide, but obedience positioned them for Pentecost. Imagine if one of them had left early. They're gonna stop, thinking nothing was happening. They would have missed the outpouring. And stop. Some of you were on the verge of walking away fat fells like nothing happening. They're gonna stop. But you 27 will be the day. You see if God asked you to stay. There is a holy tension in this kind of waiting. I think we're gonna stop. It's tension between things that you see and that God has sight. You look at you circumstances and taste tramp normal some bills. And I think we're goncless. Some seven and served prayers. But deep in your spirit, there is a whisper that says, oh, get ready. We're gonna stop. I that's how divine disruptions work. They come suddenly to Tosef have being vietly faithful. They're gonna stop. Noach built an ark tere vast a cloud in deske. Endure ridicule isolation. I think we're gonna stop. Misunderstanding how because he believed God's warning about a coming disruption. Whenderain keme whad was abnormal to everyone else became salvation for him. In the same way, Juli 27 will fail sudden, but it won't be random. I think we're gonna stop. God's been orchestrating this long before you realized it. A very close do a very delay, a very detour was all leading you here. And stop. I think talk you very wandering, but heaven was positioning you. And here is the thing, the stin rarely arrives in the way we expect. We're gonna stop. Jesus didn't come reading a var horse, he came in a manger. The Messiah didn't overthrow Rome, he conquered Shin. We're gonna stop. God's wise figure turn aus, and when he says, "Oh, this day will not be normal," I think we're gonna stop. He is inviting us to surrender our expectations so we can receive his agenda. For some of you, the disruption will come as clarity. We're gonna stop. You've been praying for direction, and suddenly on this day, what was confusing will become crystal clear. For others, we're gonna stop. It will come as confrontation. God will expose things you've been ignoring, unhealthy patterns, toxic relationships. We're gonna stop. Think compromises not to shame but to free you. And for others, it will come as confirmation. We're gonna stop. You've been assessing whether you heard God correctly, and on this day, he will confirm that he already spoke in whispers. Hear me, not everyone will recognize it. When Jesus walked the errors, stop. Many mistek him because they expected a different kind of savior. When God moves on Juli 27, we're gonna stop. Some will dismiss it because it doest fit their idea of unnormal. I that's preparation is key. I think we're gonna stop. Preparation trains your spiritual senses. It teaches you to discern the subtle nudges of the Holy Spirit. We're gonna stop. Jota was looking for Philevox and start not teaching the whisper. Eliak discovered this when he stood on the mountain. We're gonna stop. Expecting God in devin the arzgwake and the fire. But God came in agently whisper. We're gonna stop. Juli 27 maj not annonce icelu vistunder, but it will zare de vect eterni in its silence. I think we're gonna stop. What does preparation look like? It looks like surrendering your plans. It looks like prioritizing prayer over panics. I think we're gonna stop. It looks like fasting distractions and fasting on his word. It looks like forgiving offenses you've been carrying. I think we're gonna stop. Because unforgiveness will block you from saying clearly. It looks like expecting God to move. We're gonna stop. Even when everything around you feels still. Preparation is not passive, it is active faith. I think we're gonna stop. It's setting the table before you see the gusto arrive. I sense in my spirit that for some, we're gonna stop. This day will mark the end of Zitzles hat have held your family for generations. Addiction will break. Vertigo lose its grip. Fear will buff. For others, we're gonna stop. It will mark the beginning of a sickness you never talked, possibilities. We're gonna stop. Ministries, reconciliations, miraculous. But here is the challenge. Will you embrace the disruption? I think we're gonna stop. Or will you to cling to the comfort of normalcy? Normal feels safe, body is also stagnant. Destiny feels risky, we're gonna stop. But is always worth it. When God disrupts normalcy, I think we're gonna stop. Has not to take something from you, has string to bring something to you. Maris life was interrupted by an angel. I think we're gonna stop. And Shebirse de Savio. The disciples livere interrupted by a kofolof and tate turnet the vault upside down. Help, yo life my fair like it's being interrupted. And stop. But if it's being interrupted for the same reason, to bir something that will outlive you. And so as we approach Juli 27, 2025, we're gonna stop. I challenge you to examine what to normal you've been holding on to. Fat routines relationships. We're gonna stop. Or means it's feel comfortable are keeping you small. What if God is asking you to let them go so he can give you something greater? I think we're gonna stop. What is die is not just about a date on the calendar, but about your willingness to say yes to a new level of obedience. We're gonna stop. Because if God disrupts normalcy, he is inviting you into destiny that you cannot experience and survive. And stop. Unusual varfare always precedes unusual breaks rocks. I think we're gonna stop. If you have been feeling like life has intensified lately, if battles have become relentless, prayers fell harder, up. And position sense to come from a very seated is not a sign that you are failing. I think we're gonna stop. It is a sign that you are on the edge of something extraordinary. The emedo is not vast, the fix energy on places without purpose. I think we're gonna stop. He does not act touch go round holds no value. De varfare jo are facing is prov taftatere is treja surround the oser side of it. We're gonna stop. When God declares a prophetic dailike Juli 27, 2025, the spiritual realm response. Heaven begins to elegant resources. And we're gonna stop. I divine teaming store lease something new into the airs. But at the 7 giant hell riots, darkness senses this shit before ever dawn. And we're gonna stop. The enemy cannot stop what God has the trait, but he will do everything he can to distract. The light, we're gonna stop. And disco ragu so you miss your moment. That is the warfare intensifies right before the breaks road. And we're gonna stop. Think about the Israelites at the Red Sea. Pharaoh did hasetem very still slaves. We're gonna stop. He pursued them after they were already free. The moment they stepped toward promise, warfare followed. We're gonna stop. The sea in front of them and an army behind them created a crisis that felt impossible. We're gonna stop. But in that exact moment, friends, in things looked most hopeless that got patted the waters. That is far unusual. Warfare looks like. We're gonna stop. Everything in the natural strams the fat, but in the supernatural, heaven is preparing a miracle. I think we're gonna stop. Some of you are in hard, very spots right now. You felt surrounded by bills, by sickness, by broken relationships, but don't. You kept asking, but is everything happening at once? Stop. Does it felt like a kankatsat a break fat. Even intensity is proof that you are closer to break stroke than you've ever been. I think we're gonna stop. Fat with the house you're experiencing, the enemy's last stand before he has to let you go. Scripture is filled with this pattern. And stop. Before Joseph stepped into the palace, he faced betrayal, slavery and prison. Before David wore the crown, I think we're gonna stop. He spent years fleeing Saul's spear. Before Jesus rose from the dead, he endured the cross. We're gonna stop. Warfare is not an indicator that God has abandoned you. It is evidence that God is about to reveal himself. We're gonna stop. The devil fixed hardest fat fears most. When we say punsus al warfare, I think we're gonna stop. The man battle stad not make sense in proportion to your staga. It's when attacks come out of nowhere. I think we're gonna stop. Stronger and stronger than what you've experienced before. You might notice a tension in relationships, unexplainable fatigue. We're gonna stop. Random setbacks that keep piling up. Tese are not random, they are extraordinary and apt to wear you down before a prophetic moment. And stop. But heres de God nefs. If de varfare is unusual, so is de breaksrog. Breaksrog is not just relief from pain. And stop. It is at the new dimension of purpose. It is God opening a door no man can shoot. It is cicis breaking very gonna stop. Generational sources shattering a segments at stivating. But this level of breaksrog requires perseverance in prayer and faith. Gonna. Tam. You cannot retreat, vgende battle heads up, you must press in deeper. Consider Daniel. Gonna stop. He prayed for 21 days before the angel arrived with the answer. The angel told him, from the first day you prayed, I think we're gonna stop. Your prayer was heard put, it was delayed by the prince of Persia. It was spiritual warfare in the unseen realm. We're gonna stop. But Daniel's persistence in prayer partnered with heaven to secure victory. Many people give up on day 20. Na stop, not realizing the answer is on the way. Unusual warfare demands unusual persistence. Juli 27, 2025 will besuch Adare. Gonna stop. It is a date tata caris divine vect. But in the days leading up to it, expects resistance expects the moments of her you feel misunderstood. Moments of her, whispers louder, ever gonna stop. Moments w registration stryto pulją away from preparation. This is w discernment, but some is crucial. Very gonna stop. Not every battle is meant to be fought with your hands. Some are meant to be fought on your knees. Very gonna stop. No very attacks require response to people, some require silence before God. Very gonna stop. The enemy loves to by us intendo carnal battles so vaste energy fixing people instead of recognizing the real war is spiritual. They're gonna stop. Paul reminds us in Ephesians 6 of a wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. They're gonna stop. That's a worker's attitude. That sudden family tension. That financial hi'a of no here. It's deeper than what you see. They're gonna stop. The enemy wants you to focus on the natural, that you forget to use your spiritual weapons. And what are those weapons? Prayer, we're gonna stop. Worship, devout, fasting, and faith. These are not cliches, they are the strategies, they start dismantle darkness. We're gonna stop. W Hernie geschaffen was surrounded by enemies, he did pendres with swordsfistes, he sent worshippers ahead. As they praised, I think we're gonna stop. God caused confusion in the enemy's camp. Worship shifts atmospheres. It remits hell of ho Israel in Harge. They're gonna stop. When Paul and Silas sang hymns in prison, Heinz fell and doors open not used for them, but for everyone around them. And we're gonna stop. Your response in warfare is used affects you. It can free us connected to you. Unusual warfare also exposes facts in us. I think we're gonna stop. Pressure reveals what we truly believe. When lives vezes you, do you lack fear or faith? Do you complain or confess God's promises? And stop. The head of battle refines us for the breakthrough, we are about to care. I think we're gonna stop. God does just want to deliver you, he wants to prepare you to steward blessing on the other side. We're gonna stop. A breakthrough without maturity can be some a burden. That's the battle, fails, prolonged. I think we're gonna stop. God is strengthening you for his about to release. Some timid the hardest part of unusual warfare is the isolation it creates. We're gonna stop. It feels like no one understands, like you're reflecting alone. But isolation often precedes elevation. Jesus went into, I think we're gonna stop. The wilderness alone before his ministry began. Elijah was alone by the brook before fell on Mount Carmel. I think we're gonna stop. God fides you in the battle to spare you in private before he reveals you in public. Do not despise the feeding. We're gonna stop. It is part of the preparation. And here is a powerful truth. The battle you're in right now is not just about you. I think we're gonna stop. It is about everyone connected to you. David's victory over Goliath used free, female liberated an entire nation. We're gonna stop. Your perseverance through unusual warfare will unlock breakthrough for children, your community. We're gonna stop. Even generations you will never meet. The enemy fix you so hard becauze heroic of the effects of your obedience. on Jul 27. Hen haven moves. En vere gonna stop. To se vhove endure de varfare will step into unusual breaksrokes so undeniable that even your critics will have to admit. Vere gonna stop. O God ditis. Ebutat regvires endurance todai. It regvires stein hing postion hen erasing in your van stock wheat. Tire gonna stop. It regvires horsing face over failings. If you fail vere, take a heart. You are not fighting for victory. Tire gonna stop. You are fighting from victory. The cross has already set sur de outsome. Dem my roar, but he is already defeated. Tire gonna stop. A very ask Helaunches is born out of desperation, but całse Heknow's his time is short. Heknow's hat's coming on Jul 27, are gonna stop. And has terrified of it, so lift your head, strengthen your knees, put on the full armor of God. This is not the time to retreat. I think we're gonna stop. This is the time to advance. The intensity of your warfare is prophetic proof of the magnitude of our breakthrough. And when the day arrives, you will not use witness deliverance, walk in a new dimension of destiny you never imagined. Like we're gonna stop. Divine appointments require radical obedience. Through God, scripture retain God prepared to do something extraordinary. We're gonna stop. He looked for someone willing to obey him beyond reason, beyond convenience, beyond understanding. We're gonna stop. Ordinary obedience maintains the status quo, but radical obedience bears miracles. We're gonna stop. It's king of obedience that does wait for all the answers. It simply says layers. And if God is declaring that Jul 27, 2025 will not be a normal day, we're gonna stop. Ten regularities, king of obedience from to se he is calling to be part of what he say is about to realize. I think we're gonna stop. Radical obedience is not glamorous, it rarely feels heroic in the moment. More often, it looks like surrendering your plans. We're gonna stop. Lying down, prayed, and trusting God hen everything in your one's control. Noach's obedience looked foolish to everyone around him. We're gonna stop. Build an ark on the land for years, made him the gangsters of his generation. We're gonna stop. But his radical obedience saved his family and preserved humanity. We're gonna stop. Abraham's obedience looked terrifyingly, having his homeland without knowing where he's going. We're gonna stop. Yet fis is wiese birse at sovenan tad blesses us even nof. We're gonna stop. Mary's obedience looked scandalous accepting the call to Cary the Messiah as a virgin teenager. At eating we're gonna stop. Yet her is about salvation to the world. The pattern is clear. Divine appointments are always tied to human obedience. I think we're gonna stop. God has moments irots vhere heaven solides vis heirs. But those moments often finger on vheser someone will obey. We're gonna stop. When Jesus was ready to feed the 5,000, he thought have created bread from nothing. Instinct. We're gonna stop. He asked the disciples to bring fat they had, boys lunch, 5 loaves and 2 fish. It seemed insignificant and stop, but their willingness to give fat they had loved him to multiply. The miracle happened, but also someone said yes. Jul 27, 2025. I think very of those appointments is God is orchestrating something that will not be normal, shifting atmospheres, a breaking less, releasing offs, as segments. But the question is, will we bear ayade to be when he speaks? I think we're gonna stop. Obedience in this season will not always make sense. It might mean stepping out of something comfortable into something unknown. I think we're gonna stop. It might mean letting go of something you've been holding on to tightly. It might mean forgiving someone who wounded you deeply. We're gonna stop. Radical obedience something always does. But what you gain on the other side is immeasurable. Here is what we must understand. We're gonna stop. The lie obedience is disobedience. To many uzvan God's confirmatory times, a signing desk, we're gonna stop. The perfect conditions before we asked. But radical, often obedience, oft moving on a whisper. We're gonna stop. Think Peter stepping out of the boat to walk on water. He didn't wait for the waves to calm or for a bridge to appear. We're gonna stop. He stepped out, feel them was still ragging, becauce Jesus said, "Odkomme." I think we're gonna stop. That's the king of obedience God is calling for in tisona face moves at his word, even when logic protest. I think we're gonna stop. Radical obedience also demands trust in teaming. We live in an instant culture, instant thought, instant downloads, instant gratification. And we're gonna stop. But God's teaming is rarely instant, it's perfect. He commands us to act. But we don't always see immediate results. That's the thing we're gonna scare trust comes in. Yeshua marched around Jericho for 6 without saying a single brisk move. On the 7th day, we're gonna stop. A 7 laps, the walls came down, the obedience came before the breakthrough. We're gonna stop. If your breakthrough on Juli 27 depends on the steps you take in obedience before that day arrives. I think we're gonna stop. Obedience is also deeply personal. What God asks of you might not be what He asks of someone else. To honor young ruler, Jesus said, I think we're gonna stop. Sell everything you have and follow me. I to demand deliver demons, Jesus said. Go home and tell your family. I think we're gonna stop. In both very acts of obedience, but they were different because Hagos had a heart needs to surrender. I think we're gonna stop. As we approach this prophetic day, we must be careful not to compare our segments. Your obedience my law gwiet praying in secret. I think we're gonna stop. Forgiving Someone privately. Someone else's my law publicał ministry. Speaking boldly. Boss matter gwali to God. We're gonna stop. The weight of this moment also calls for immediate obedience. When give us an instruction, he's gonna stop. It's because he has already prepared is needed on the other side. And we're gonna stop. Delayed obedience can say you to miss a window of divine alignment. Imagine if Noah waited on a more week to start building. We're gonna stop. Imagine if Abraham had hesitated to leave Haran. Imagine if Mered said, "O my later." In the teaming of their obedience mattered. We're gonna stop. When God speaks concerning Juli 27, 2025, our response must be immediate, not tomorrow. Not when it feels convenient, but no. We're gonna stop. Radical obedience will be tested. The enemy will attack you with doubt, fear, and despair. He will frustrate you. We're gonna stop. Don't really say the same, he told Eve in the garden. We're gonna stop. He will point to the impossibility of what God is asking magnify every risk. We're gonna stop. But radical obedience silences to se lies be standing on God's character. If He has spoken, He will sustain. If He has called, we're gonna stop. He will equip. Fais dost remove the unknown. It trust God in the middle of it. There is also a corporate dimension to this. We're gonna stop. Feel God speaks to individuals. There are moments when He calls. Swiss opletoczolectliwe obedience. We're gonna stop. Think about Pentecost, the disciples were in on a place at sort, obeying the instruction to wait. We're gonna stop. Te unidience created an atmosphere of the Spirit's outpouring. Juli 27 majca rytakinów korporate wekt a daj. And gonna stop. Fengot gassers, fispioplele into a ligman man for smashing big gertane on a office. And I think we're gonna stop, but korte breakstroke begins stronally in this personal obedience. You cannot wait for everyone else to move. You must decide to obey first. And stop. One of the hardest parts radical obedience is surrendering control of the outcome. We often obey hoping for a certain result. We're gonna stop. But God calls us to obey regardless of the results. And we're gonna stop. Abraham obeyed God's command to sacrifice Isaac without knowing that God would provide a ram in the ticket. I think we're gonna stop. This obedience was contingent on the outcome was rooted in trust. Like this, we're gonna stop. God may ask you to sow without knowing what harvest will come, to serve without knowing what will notice. I think we're gonna stop. To move without knowing where will lead next. That's what makes irradicit, adicalited refuses to negotiate God and simply says yes. We're gonna stop. As we pare for this prophetic day, obedience may look different for each of us. For some, we're gonna stop. It my man returning to a place of prayer you were abandoned. For others, eating very gonna stop. It my man and releasing bitterness has kept your heart closet. For some, I think very gonna stop. It my man stepping into a calling you've been running from. For others, very gonna stop. It my man waiting vietliv heneverising in your vans to rusha heart. Whatever it logs like the invitation is the same. And stop. Trust and obey. There is a promise attached to this kind of obedience. Isaiah 19 says, but if you are willing and obedient, it think film, you shall add the God of the land. If willingness is internal, obedience is external. They're gonna stop. God is looking for both her ready to say yes and hands ready to add that yes. The river is not used blessing, it is intimacy. They're gonna stop. Obedience drives us closer to the heart of God. Yes, Jesus said, but whoever loves me will obey my commands, and my Father will love them. And we're gonna stop, and will come to them make our home with them. Obedience is not about rules, it's about relationship. As July 27 approaches, we're gonna stop. The Spirit is whispering, will you obey even when co you? Will you obey when it doesn't make sense? And we're gonna stop. Will you obey when else is watching tosse are dextions to prosperous fare us for prophetic days? I think we're gonna stop. The answer we give will determine if had we see fen heaven moves. Prophetic days sheet generational patterns. We're gonna stare. There are moments in history where God doest uses bless an individual he entire bloodline. July 27, 2025. I think we're gonna stop. Cały kind awaked. It is a day marker not just for you, but for everyone connected to you. I'm gonna stop in certain generations you might never met. When God mod moves proficale, it does only deal with your present struggles. And stop. How proud the rods of those struggles die have been buried for the others. I'm gonna stop. On acts of the intervention can break cycles of addiction, poverty, fear. I'm gonna stop. And dysfunction that have run through families for centuries. Think about Abraham. Before God called Gregna stops, him from a lineage of idol worshippers. But on encounter with the living God shift everything. Gregna stop, Abraham zobięcał penecowen that steals blesses millions today. Gregna stop. Ja, co wrestlet, vis go and walked, have not used vis a limbud vis ein buis a new name Israel. A new destiny for his descendants. I think we're gonna stop. When David defeated Goliath, it did just elevate him, it brought freedom to the entire nation of Israel. And stop. Prophetics dies always replay utfart, they never remain contained to one person. We're gonna stop. Many of underestimate the power of obedience, but also will certainly see all of lives. I think we're gonna stop. We forget that had God does in us affects to se come after us. You might be the feast in your families, you need to surrender fully to Christ. I think we're gonna stop. You might be the first to break out of cycles of shame, poverty, abuse. You might be the first to say, ends with me. I think we're gonna stop. It is fat prophetic days are about God stepping into stop has been repeating for generations, releasing something new that will bless. Generations to come. I think we're gonna stop. Julitem 2025 will not be a normal day, but also God is preparing to release generational breakthroughs. But before a breakthrough comes, stop. Exposure often happens. God will reveal patterns that need to be broken. Some has are obvious cycles of addiction, anger. I think we're gonna stop. Or financial struggle. Or sometimes they are feed means of fear, patterns of doubt, silent agreements with shame. I think we're gonna stop. We inherit more than used for self-features from our families. We often inherit spiritual battles. We're gonna stop. But what you inherit does not have to define what you pass on. There is a story in you just about Gideon. When God called Gideon, we're gonna stop. He was hiding in fear, threshing fear in a winepress. He came from a family of idol worshippers and felt completely unqualified. I think we're gonna stop. Yet God called him a mighty warrior. I the first thing God asked to do was tear down his father's altar to Baal. I think we're gonna stop. Before Gideon so lead Israel into victory, He had to confront the generational altar in his own family. Are gonna stop. Juli 27 maj rekvire some of us to confront the altars that have been erected in our bloodliness altar of pride. Unbelie regna stop. Kompromissent i tir tem down so somessing holy kan be built in tej place. Ting vere gonna stop. Shifting generational patterns also means redefining what is possible. Some of you have been told, stop. None in our family has ever done it that. None has ever owned a home. None has ever stayed married. Are gonna stop. None has ever finished school. No one has ever walked in ministry. A but prophetic days are God's way of saying, we're gonna stop. You will be the first. You will be the first to walk in freedom, the first to build wells God's way. I think we're gonna stop. The first to raise children in holiness, the first to step in a cat semet impossible. And when we're gonna stop. You will not just hang your life. You will set a new standard tose for come after you. Tis kind of shift regvires zaurage. Are gonna stop. Generational patterns are deeply entrenched. They are comfortable, even they are destructive, but also they are familiar. We're gonna stop. Breaking them means confronting resistance, just from the enemy, but some teams from people who prefer